This is one of the best leader class sports bikes ever made on planet Earth. And of course, we all know that this is the BMW M1000RR. And right now I'm standing in the same place where I was 2 years ago with another M1000RR here in Germany. But that was a 50-year special edition, I think. The fluorescent yellow. And I started my iron butt, which is to complete 1600 kilometers in less than 24 hours on this very motorcycle back then in 2022. This is the 2024 version, and this is with the M competition kit, which has the carbon fiber forged wheels, the whole M livery, and a lot of other places where the M can be seen and the carbon fiber can be seen. So this bike is actually not only one of the best leader class motorcycles ever made, but also one of the most expensive motorcycles ever made by any manufacturer. So I'm 5'10" and a half, and I'm still tiptoeing here, as you can see. So this is actually quite high, and yes, it does give you high with all that power. With the tank bag that I have right now, it is not really comfortable to ride because you can't crouch down completely. And when you are on the Autobahn, like I will be going shortly, I think that's a little disappointing, because obviously if you want to touch speeds, which it can do, because a lot of Autobahn, as we know, has no speed limit, then this is a bummer. So I'm on the Autobahn, and let's see. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it to a couple of beautiful mountain passes here in Austria, which is the neighboring country, and I'm going to enjoy this bike rather than what I did last time, going flat out most of the time. And in that I did around 1650 kilometers. I think saddle time was around 12-13 hours. I was not trying to do the fastest iron butt, but yes, it happened so. The only time that I actually wasted was in refueling this a lot of times, because the faster you go, the sooner it is going to get empty. And this is now going into a touring mode. I mean, there is no such mode in this, but I'm going to touring mode on the M1000RR. And you know what, this also has cruise control, so of course it is also meant for exploring. This speedometer is the most accurate I have seen on a motorcycle. It is matching the exact speed which the GPS is showing. So if it's 72 right now, it is also the same on the left on my phone. Exactly the same. There is no speedo error, intentional or unintentional, on this bike. Probably because this is a very race focused motorcycle, and most road bikes have a speedo error margin, so that I think to account for the wear
change in the diameter of the tire as you ride, or I think just to be safer on the legal side that you get lesser speed tickets. But this is insane. What a smooth handling motorcycle.
So I've just ridden around 150 kilometers on the Autobahn and in the Austrian countryside, which was extremely slow. The Fern Pass, a lot of traffic and a lot of trucks, and I must admit that this is not a comfortable motorcycle to ride. It's high, your weight is on the wrists. No matter how hard you try, especially going downhill, it will actually put a lot of pressure and take out the fun from the ride. But that was not actually a fault of the motorcycle, but more something to do with how the traffic was. Even though the road was good, it was extremely slow. So this bike demands fast sweeping corners if you really want to enjoy it. Because it's a proper track motorcycle, you need that speed. You need to be able to lean into the corners. And of course, you are not going to ride on the roads like a racetrack, but 50 kilometers an hour is harassment on this motorcycle. This bike is meant for the track. From the carbon fiber alloys to the loads of carbon fiber everywhere, and to the special engine alloy that it has been used in loads as compared to M1000RR, this bike is meant to be raced at the highest level. You are a racing team, then you would probably be interested in a bike which is like this off the showroom rather than modify something like the M1000RR. So I'm not talking about xBhp properly, but maybe something, maybe in your country, I don't know. India does not have any national leagues in 1000cc in leader class as of now, but this bike is the real deal as far as the top end components are concerned. A shout out to Acer, who has been empowering and enabling us to discover, pilot and shoot these wonderful machines around the world. My personal favorite on the go is the Swift series, and for heavy editing we prefer the Predator. Well, this patch of snow over here in summers in Europe on this mountain pass is a showstopper, just like the M1000RR here. The bike looks absolutely stupendous, especially from the front, because of the huge wings which have been growing year after year, thanks to the power which is also growing, and hence BMW thinks that the wings are required, especially if you are taking this bike in racing and in corners to keep the bike down. And well, I don't blame them, because this bike is really fast. Not that I have tried it out or I'm capable to do so, but because of the way it has shown its track record around the world, pun intended, including the Isle of Man lap record which it had set. And this is an incredible piece of machinery, and yes, for an incredible amount of price. But talking about the looks, the loads of carbon fiber, they give it a really premium, really amazing look that people are bound to look at a second time, especially when you're at gas stations. And even car owners, they know, if they know what this bike is, they're going to think that you're a rich man. Yes. And talking about looks, there are a lot of things which are here, of course, starting with loads of carbon fiber, and then of course the huge wings over here. This bike does not have a wheel cover, which the M1000RR actually has. So the wheel covers a lot of area, and that is also because of the aerodynamics, which BMW says that it will help gain a few kilometers an hour, and that precious few microseconds when you're racing. And also they have air scoops to basically cool the calipers and whatnot. And one of the best things from a rider's perspective when you're sitting in the cockpit is that there is not even 1 millimeter of space that you can see through around the console. It is completely shrouded with carbon fiber and it looks very premium, very amazing. It has carbon fiber wheels, which means that lesser weight, lesser unspring mass, which means it will be turning quicker with lesser effort. And actually I don't know if that was in my head, but I felt it over here while I was taking turns, because I've been riding a lot of motorcycles and including the M1000R, which I rode just a few days ago on the very same road. So this feels more planted, this gives me more confidence, and it's a brilliant piece of machinery. It's like knife slicing through butter. And of course the roads also have to be really good, because this bike really is meant for smooth roads, and it's a no-nonsense track motorcycle which you can buy and ride on the road thanks to the mirror and the headlights and of course the other stuff which is required for road homologation. And of course, because it also has cruise control, heated grips, BMW says that go take it out on the road, But if you ask me, other than the fact that you've got loads of money, you want to brag about that having such an expensive motorcycle. And by the way, in India it costs 55 lakh rupees, because this has the competition kit on it, so it must be around 60 lakhs on the road. Yes, 60 lakhs is, let me give you a comparison. The S1000RR standard version is 20 lakhs ex showroom, so you can get 3 S1000RRs almost in the price of one M1000RR with the competition package, that is in India. This is really incredible and insane if you talk about money and everything. But yes, they have really made it a very cool piece of machinery, very desirable piece of machinery. And if you have this, then make sure you know how to take corners, otherwise this is going to go to waste. And not on the roads, I'm talking about taking on the track. And the tires, when I first saw these tires, I said that, oh my god, they don't have enough treads. What if it rains on the road? Thank god I didn't find that out, but I think it would have been quite slippery. These tires, they are meant for the track, which comes standard on this motorcycle. And look at that scoop. It is like a tunnel in there, and it means business. It needs all that air, to just generate 210 horsepower, which sounds not much, but when you consider that this is I think around 192 kgs motorcycle, the power to weight ratio is insane.